everybody. Welcome to the Echo Underground podcast. And on this podcast, we talk about movies, TV shows, and music. And on this episode, we're going to review the Ed Sheeran Divide album. And so, Michael, what would you give this album?
I give this album a bias, is what I will give this album. Ed Sheeran delivers again. There's nothing I didn't like on the album. There may be things I like more than other things, but nothing I didn't like on the album. It's solid. Buy it.
Out of 10?
Out of 10, solid 8.5, probably, yeah. 8.5, high B, You can take it home to your mom and have her be okay with it. Like, you got a B plus. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Looks good.
For me, I would definitely give it 8.5. There was a lot of things I like. I don't. There was a couple of songs that stopped it from being a 9, but other than that, I think it was a good album. I would definitely buy it. I'm probably am gonna buy it after I record this anyway. So I guess we should get into our top 3 song choices. For me, my third choice was New Man. And I picked that as my number 3 because I thought it was catchy. It was kind of funny because the song before that, which was Happier.
Yep.
He was like, "Oh, this girl is so happier without me, and I'm sad, and I was happier with her." And in the next song, he's like, "I don't care about your man. He don't care about me. Don't tell me about him." But it was really catchy though.
Very interesting transition that they had between those two songs. I don't know if anyone listen straight through the album will catch it, but just pay attention to when Happier and New Man comes out. It's like, you're sorry your girl left you, and all of a sudden you're not sorry because she's, unhappy now. So
he's like, basically, don't tell me about him,
right,
because he don't want to know about me either, which is a true statement.
Something about a bleach asshole in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak on it too much because I kind of flew over my head for a second, just grazed me, and I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, he was talking about what this new man has, and he said the guy bleached his asshole, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I was like, what, man? What? It flies by you, but you gotta pay attention, man. There's some small things in this album that will catch you off guard. That was definitely one of them.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm gonna go with Dive. Now, I was making fun of this song while I listened to it until I actually, the song went on more and more, and I'm like, you know what? I can't go on without this song now. I'm actually okay with it. I made fun of it for sounding like a dirty song because my mind was in the gutter. He's talking about diving into a girl, and it's a one of the slower paced songs. Normally, I don't really feel slower paced songs like that, but this is one of them where I was like, it's a love song, which is this album has a lot of. But I think this is one of the better ones that it wasn't sad or anything. It's it made you feel good about whoever he was talking to or whatever love that he had, whatever situation he had going on. It was a nice one. I really liked it.
Okay. My number 2 was definitely Shape of You. Now that's a popular choice because it's one of those songs you listen to and you can't get out of your head.
Yeah.
And I like the beat of it. It kind of had a Caribbean vibe for it because of how he did the beat. And it's kind of dirty, but it doesn't make you feel dirty while listening to it.
Subtle, very subtle.
It's not really subtle. It's very straightforward, but because he's singing it, he's one of those people that can sing the dirtiest thing, and you'll be like, all right, even though you said something really crude, I feel it. So
unless you said something about bleach assholes, then you'll catch it. So
but it was still subtle. Yeah, and you never felt like.
You're right. You can still play it out loud on the radio and not be, You're playing something age appropriate for everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, and plus,
it's not really a problem.
I heard him do a cover of "Drunken Love," and he did the surfboard part, and it still sounded so innocent because it's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And apparently, he wrote all these songs. I have to validate that, but he definitely wrote all these songs in the mountains somewhere, chilling.
You can tell by I mentioned this earlier while I listened to the album, but you can tell by looking at Ed, man, the scruffy red hair and the 5 o'clock shadow he has going on. He looks like a mountain man. He was surviving off the radar, man. I can believe that.
Yeah. Okay, number 2 for you.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with Eraser, very first song on the album. Now, I put down a note saying this song was bars and guitars. Cause this song, oh man, I know he was doing a weird sing rapping thing, but it worked for him. And it's not the first time it's been done or anything like that, but he did it really well. It's a good way to introduce the album too.
He did a lot on his Multiply album, which
Hmm.
you should check out. It had a lot of like rapping on there, and you know, what? I did like Eraser, but there was like a song that like I thought took it over. And first of all, he had better bars than a lot of these rappers out here, so I was like, go Ed Sheeran.
Crazy.
And you know, he was probably like playing his guitar and rapping like he does on his concerts that you
Right?
see on YouTube.
There you go, blending two genres and making it look good, man.
All right, and then my number one song was actually your number three, which was Dive.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So I chose Dive because I thought that was his song that he had the best vocals on. Like, he hit some high notes, kind of like what he did on Castle on the Hill, and I like the overall message of the song. And I thought like when it hit a climax, it never stopped and it kept getting interesting. So I
Hmm.
definitely would put Dive as my number one.
Yeah, he was saying, don't tell me you love me unless you mean it. So,
Yeah, don't call me baby unless you're serious.
right. Tell me what you're getting yourself into. I want to know. Give me the Carfax.
Yeah, don't play me.
Right. So, alright. So my number one actually, I know we're like borrowing each other's like top threes here. My number one is actually still Shape of You. I know, I know. Yes, it's everywhere. Yes, I like Shape of You the most. It had like,
No, it's a good song.
yeah,
There's no problem with liking that. It's
yeah.
really good.
We don't tell each other, our top threes until we start recording. So like we
Yeah.
have no idea what's gonna happen. But yeah, Shape of You is my favorite one. Like you hear it on the radio. There's a reason why you're hearing it everywhere. It's probably the highlight of the album, in my opinion. Even though there are some honorable mentions in this album that like definitely like take it up to another level, because it's a good song. If you listen to the album all the way through, you'll have something to like I said earlier.
Yeah, like for me, at least for me, there was not a bad song on this album. There were songs I liked the least, but there wasn't a song that I was
Right.
like, yo,
I
this is
agree.
a bad song.
Hmm.
And so I guess when I do my worst song, it's really like what song that I didn't really care for, but I could still listen to.
Yeah.
And I chose Hearts Don't Break Around Here. I just felt that it was kind of like an song. It was a little bit boring, but he sounded really good on it, and I did like the message because it's basically like, yo, we ain't about to break each other's hearts. We in this. Are you in this? Because I'm serious about you. And I kind of like that. Every girl wants to hear a guy be like, yo, I'm it.
Yeah. It's one of them things where it's like you can imagine a guy singing a ballad of this to a girl on some balcony or something like that. It's one of the slower paced ones too, but it's not bad. Like I said, if you give it a listen, it'll be all right. But it's not like a highlight for the album, in my opinion. It's just not that bad compared to other people's worst songs on their albums.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll just wish that they never even thought about making you buy their album and then having to force yourself through that one song on their album. So all things considered, it's not all that bad.
Mm.
And mine that I don't really feel all that much was, I don't know, it's kind of a tie between yours and Castle on the Hill.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
I don't really know. Like
I could
I
live
don't know.
without Castle on the Hill.
He was hitting some decent high notes in Castle on the Hill, which I was kind of impressed by actually. But other than that, it's like it's one of those things where it's like album just the songs and albums just kind of fade away into other songs that sound like them, but were just better.
Yeah.
Like they sound like a beta for what the actual song and it would end up being somewhere else in the album.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's not all that bad.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some other ones. Like another one I actually like was Perfect. I thought it was like a
Mhm.
good wedding song.
Mhm.
It was like probably like number 6 if I had to pick on my list, and I could listen to that song. It kind of reminded me of thinking out loud.
Okay.
Like it's a perfect wedding song, and I can imagine like YouTubers who like make those videos for like couples that they like on TV shows using that.
Yep.
I can definitely imagine that. What about you? Any
Um,
other songs that you
I
want to talk
have
about?
3 honorable mentions, but I'm gonna put 2 of them into one. I have Nancy Mulligan and Galway Girl.
You like Nancy Mulligan?
Now here's why. Because I don't really hear a lot of songs sounding like so Irish. Like it has like the whole fiddle thing going on and the flutes, and I'm like, it's weird. Like well, first of all, let me slow down. Nancy Mulligan actually had like a cool story going on. Like
Yes, it is.
while we were listening to the song, we actually started googling some stuff. Like, who the hell is Nancy Mulligan? Like,
I don't think she
she
exists.
doesn't exist. We found out. Like I thought it was like someone in his like ancestry or something like that in his family. God, the story sounded pretty cool. Like it's telling the story
Yeah,
about how they got
shit ton of
married,
kids.
bunch of kids, a bunch of grandkids, and it was kind of sweet, It's one that it's not all that bad. And Galway Girl was kind of similar. It was like very Irish themed. I don't know what to say about it. Like I wish it came out around like
Well,
St.
I
Patrick's
think that's
Day
what it
to
means.
make it irrelevant. But
Like,
yeah, it's Galway Girl is like an Irish thing, and I'll give those honorable mention because of how like different it was and the fact that I actually liked it for how different that was. My last one being, and this was another feel good song on the album, What Do I Know?
yes, I love that song.
That's literally my only note on that song. It's a feel good song,
It
and
makes you like want to do something for the world. Like, cause it does. It's like, oh, okay.
makes you want to be a good Samaritan. Yes.
It does. It's like, oh, love could change the world. Like maybe I should like donate something.
Right.
Like all those old clothes I want. Let me like donate it to like people and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It'll put you in a good mood, man. It'll put you in a very like giving mood if you're a taker. It'll put you in a good mood.
Yeah, it's kind of like Video by NDRE. I Know I Can by Nas. It's kind of like that type of feeling. And it's not what I thought it'd be, but it's pretty good. Another one I actually have was Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
That was really catchy. And that's like towards the end of the album. And he was speaking Spanish and stuff. And I almost it almost took out like my number 3. But I still like New Man a little bit more.
Right.
But I could listen to Barcelona all day.
Yeah, it was an interesting Spanish beat going on. Very interesting Spanish beat going on in the background. Like it'll definitely catch you, make you want to like tap your foot or something like that. And like he does hit some Spanish. Like there's some points in the album where he starts like getting like a reggae vibe as well too. But it's like in small bursts. But in this song was a lot stronger on the Spanish side. And I was like, this is pretty interesting. Like I don't know, Ed Sheeran took us for a roller coaster ride with this album, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
What is that one? Say the name. It's like has the African.
Oh boy, you missed me.
Yes, because I can't say the name. I'm gonna jack that name. So if anyone's gonna jack it up, you can take it.
All right, I'm taking one for the team, guys. But the song's called the Bia Be Ye Ye. Now, feel free to make fun of me like I know you're already doing and laugh. But I'm pretty sure it's as close as we're gonna get as far as saying this out loud, and without sounding offensive to anyone who might know what that actually means. This is an interesting like African beat song, like
and there was some like African guys going B-I-A-A-A.
Yeah,
like in the background, cool. Low key.
Yeah, they're like some real like bassy voice guys in the background, like saying the name of the song.
I know it made me want to clap and like I don't know, play the drum. Something.
Yeah,
stereotypical.
Yeah, it's a very ethnic song for Africa. I don't know where in Africa it is or what it actually means. So feel free to let us know somehow what that really translates to. But man, it was also another little it's up there with the honorable mentions. I'd probably say for me because I like when people like go out of their way to like introduce other flavors of music from like like take inspiration from somewhere else, like Barcelona. B-I-B-A-A. Alright, I'm gonna slow down with saying that from now on because
you might be saying it right. I just know I jacked it up.
I don't know. I'm not believing him. I'm not believing in myself right now, man. I can't. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I like when they do the little borrowing thing. I like that.
Another one actually is honorable mention that we haven't talked about yet was Supermarket Flowers.
Oh, sweet song, song.
It's it's one for the moms and stuff, and he's talking about his mother and how cool she was. I mean, I guess his name is Supermarket Flowers because he like went to buy her some in the very beginning of the song, and that's literally the only time you hear that part.
Yeah, he says the title of the song one time.
Hey, I get it. I mean, I thought that was a really good song. I think I told Michael here, I was like, oh, that would be the type of song you sing, or Dear Mama. But then I thought about the lyrics.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that to your mom.
Probably not. Wouldn't really recommend it.
I mean, she might get past that one part. He said some good stuff,
Yeah.
Even though you were a crack fiend, mama. Don't need to say that part.
Alright, you skipped the part that I said first of all. I said,
you're a black queen.
You're a black queen, mama.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, about Galway Girl. It was a very switch because that came after Perfect, so it threw me off. I was just like, because he comes in really aggressive with that song, and I was just like, whoa, I didn't know it was coming like that, but it is catchy. I can listen to that song now that I know what's coming. I was just like, but first when I saw it, I was like, coming out a little. It's like switches. This whole album's like a roller coaster. Like it has upbeat songs for a while, and then it's like kind of like how the album ended. It was upbeat after upbeat, and then ended off with "Save Myself," which was very like
It was,
It was very like
it's
like solemn and like it made you relax.
yeah, it's a pretty middle of the road type thing. Like if you think of a roller coaster, like we've been calling it the whole time, the roller coaster just ends up being kind of like like a decent pace to let's end out the ride. And it kind of makes sense to end this album the way it did too, because you feel like you really just went everywhere as far as like the different tempos and whatnot, following the whole album all the way through. And as far as Galloway goes, like it was definitely an up tempo song as well. And there's another one of the songs where like he had some bars in this as well. Like I don't know, like he was rapping a bit in this one too as well. I appreciated it. He did a good job, mixing that with like the Irish beat going on in the background. It's kind of weird, like mixing like an Irish type flavor with like hip hop rapping type stuff. Oh yeah, this is something else. It's something interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I had any issues. I mean, I still say like my favorite Ed Sheeran album is definitely still his first one. Like, but I think I'm the only one who likes Adele's first album the best. But yeah, like but this one's pretty good. There's I guess the next one's Subtraction. I don't know. Like I don't know why he's doing mathematical
Math
stuff.
functions,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
We were talking earlier, like he's going through the whole PEMDAS right now. Like he forgot the parentheses and
Parentheses.
exponents, but whatever, he'll catch up. He'll
Yeah,
figure
I
it
don't
out.
get the thing behind it. If anyone know, let us know.
By all means, please.
Did we hit every song? I think we did.
Did we hit everybody? Let me see here.
Oh no, we missed one. How would you feel? We missed that one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. This one, you see, this album. I want to say one thing too. Ed Sheeran obviously known for playing the guitar, but like a lot of his slower paced songs in this album
Showcase
and
his voice though.
showcases his voice as well as he introduces a piano a lot. For like a lot of the slower paced ones, and it sounds like for the Ed Sheeran's voice sounds pretty dang good with guitar. But slowed down when he actually had like time to show off his voice, man. Like songs like this coming, pretty strong.
Yeah, it's kind of like why I like Dive because he got real
Yeah.
raspy at one part, and I was like, oh wow, I
Hmm.
didn't expect this from you, but it was really good. I don't think he did that on any of his other albums. If he did, please feel free to correct me.
Hmm. Put her in a place.
Yeah, be quiet. Anyway, I think we hit every song.
Well, there's how would you feel, which we never.
We just said
Wait,
that.
wait, wait. I'm sorry. No, no, no. You know what? I'm bringing it up. 'Cause I wanted to talk about the word that was in like the full title of the song called "Payin." No idea. If I was only bringing it up so I can ask somebody out there in the internet land to let me know
What it means.
what that means or how to pronounce it correctly.
What?
Please don't let me walk outside saying this incorrectly without one of y'all
What
correcting
is
me first.
P? What is Paean?
Paean. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we could just not. He never says it, but I think it's supposed to be kind of like when the song says "How would you feel?" and if you look at the meaning, it's kind of like a feeling. I think that's probably what the connection is.
Okay.
But I am also not Ed Sheeran, so it could be completely different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he did have like a lot of love songs. He had New Man, which is kind of like a hater song, but it's really awesome. And then he had like upbeat songs, catchy songs that you can listen to, like Shape of You and Barcelona, and that's kind of why I like those two together. And then like I feel like you can't get bored with this album. Like there were parts of the album where I felt chill. Like I can listen to it. Like if I was having a bad day, I would just play parts of this album and I'll be good.
I will definitely believe that.
Yeah, it's definitely a feel good album. But I think all Ed Sheeran's work is a feel good album.
Yeah. Like even when it hits the slower pace stuff, like it's definitely something you'll feel good about. Like we said, there's nothing always on this album to not like. It's just the things you'll like the least. That's as literally as bad as it gets. And I know I sound like a broken record if I said it earlier, but like compared to someone else's albums, who you will find a song on it that you don't like. Like I know we recently reviewed Drake's album. I'm forgetting the name of the song right now, but like this the one song that was like six minutes long that just felt really out
I
of
think it
place.
was Sacrifices. I want to say that's the title of the song. But
Yeah,
I remember I didn't. Yeah, that song. I was like,
yeah,
why was this made? It had like great features, but it was just I did not like that song.
yeah. It's just one of them things where it's like they should take a page out of this book right here, where like all the songs work and like
The album really flows.
yeah, everything flows regardless of like the change and transition of tempos and whatnot. like this is something you can like just play all the way through and be completely okay with it. You know, that's literally as bad as this album gets.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's some housekeeping stuff. Like currently now we're on iTunes, so please go and subscribe and give us comments and stuff. It will help us out a lot on iTunes as well. We're still on SoundCloud, and if you go to our SoundCloud, there's actually a link to our iTunes now.
Okay, yeah, can't get lost.
We also have email, Echo Underground Podcast at gmail.com. You can send us stuff.
Oh yeah, tell us how to pronounce biya.
Yeah, send in requests as well. And I think we'll also have a lot of good content coming up. We're gonna do Rick Ross's album next soon.
Yeah, we're going from Ed Sheeran to Rick Ross. Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna do Ghost in the Shell, and we're also gonna do that Netflix movie, Burning Sands.
Oh yep, we are absolutely.
So I guess you wanna take this out? You wanna do the outro this time, or is it all me? Is it all me?
Ah, you're doing great so far. You're doing great so far. I'll let you handle it. I want to ruin the
Okay.
momentum.
Well, guys, don't forget to like us on SoundCloud, leave some comments, or if you're listening to us on iTunes, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.